So this little gem snuck under the radar yesterday amidst all of the insanity, and it really shouldn't have because it's quite awful if we're being completely honest. Right here we have a piece of shit who should be dropped headfirst into a piranha tank. No ifs, ands, or buts. And it gets even worse than even the headline suggests. Milwaukee County Children's Court judge. He's a children's court judge. Ugh. But he was only on the bench for a little while, so I guess it's not that bad until we finish this up. Blomme, charged, of course, just that last name, okay? It just screams somebody who's a right proper piece of shit. Charged with 7 counts of child pornography. It wasn't even that he was just possessing it. He was also distributing it via uploads, and he couldn't even just keep it to his own privacy in his own home between him and his husband and his children that he has at home. He had to do it at work and when he was out and about. All those days are finally going to be over. Actually, no, because he got a... just showing you how corrupt the system is, how light of bail conditions he got. Listen, Kyle Rittenhouse, who actually, in the same district, okay, adjacent district, sorry, my mistake, had a $2 million bail for blasting away somebody who did something even worse than this bag of shit, and another wife beater and some other despicable human being. No, he had a $2 million bail. This motherfucker just signed his name on the dotted line and was allowed to go back to his house with children there. God. A Milwaukee County Children's Court judge was charged Wednesday with 7 counts of possessing child pornography that shows the abuse of young boys. Blomme, 38, was arrested Tuesday, and he spent the night at Dane County Jail. He made his initial appearance in Dane County on Wednesday, where a court commissioner set a signature bond. Yeah, no money down. No. He negotiated out of a $2,000 cash bond, and because he had no prior convictions, and because he was the first gay man elected to be a county court judge on the children's board. That's just despicable fucking human being. On a signature bond with the conditions Blomme not use social media or file sharing services. No, so you just have to be happy with the kid diddler pictures you have on your devices, or have unsupervised contact with children except for his own. Does his husband count? By 4 p.m. he had been released. Ooh, tough on crime, right? Bags of shit. Each of the counts carry a minimum mandatory sentence of 3 years. I'm sure he'll serve every second of those, and as much as 15 years in prison plus 10 years of supervised release. Ooh. The criminal complaint charges that Blomme uploaded as many as 27 images and videos of children being sexually abused last fall using the messaging app Kik. Okay, Parler was taken down for being slandered for being one of the major sites and platforms that allowed for planning and coordination for the January 6th riot. Why don't we just get rid of Kik too? Because it allowed child pornography to go up on it. How about that? I think that's fair. Deplatform Kik. I'm so tired of all this shit. It seems like every day we keep talking about a more and more despicable human being. The uploads charged in the complaint occurred from a home he and his husband own in Cottage Grove in Dane County. See, I wasn't just being slanderous. He's a gay man, so he gets to get away with that kind of stuff. The couple has 2 adopted children who I'm sure have never been compromised whatsoever. God. I hope not, but I highly doubt this. Court records do not suggest they are a part of any illegal images. Child Protective Services. Why would he need to take pictures? He has free access to them all the time. Child Protective Services is involved with their current placement. Defense attorney Christopher Van Wagner said during the court hearing. The case is being prosecuted by Assistant Attorney General David Moss, who I'm sure has a very cozy relationship with Blomme. Like, he's an Assistant Attorney General. They probably see each other a fair amount. They're both on the same side of the fence when it comes to litigation. That's why I don't think he's going to be serving much, if any, of his sentence. He'll just get an ankle bracelet and be told to stay 100 feet from playgrounds. That's about it. He argued for a $2,000 cash bail, that Blomme not be allowed to have a cell phone or any unsupervised computer use except for with his attorney, and no unsupervised contact with any children, even his own. But that was just too stiff of a sentence for a pedophile. But Court Commissioner Brian Asmus noted Blomme's extensive contact with the area. Is that supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing? Okay. His lack of any criminal record and his husband's interest in protecting the couple's children and deciding on a lesser condition or release. Yeah, because, okay. Oh, this infuriates me to such a high level. You think that his husband's going to be any less guilty if they do just even a cursory amount of digging? Okay, it's one of those mob wife scenarios, okay? They know exactly what's going on. They may even participate in it, but they will just deny any complicity to it. I'd be looking into this asshole's records as well. But because this is all just a lovey-dovey situation, nobody's going to do any real digging. A preliminary hearing was set for May 29th. Later Wednesday, the state Supreme Court announced it would be suspending Blomme from any judiciary duties without pay per high courts. I'm sure he'll be able to use some of his paid leave. That's fine. Superintending and administrative authority over all courts in the state. According to the criminal complaint, investigators were tipped via National Center for Missing and Exploiting Children that a user named Dom Master BB had used a messaging and chat app known as Kik to send suspected child pornography. All 27 instances of it. 27? Now, like I said before, this candidate for the electric chair wasn't at least on the bench for that long. Blomme was elected, to the circuit court in 2020, defeating an incumbent who had been appointed by Governor Scott Walker, Paul Dedinsky, and a second challenger. He began service as a judge in children's court in Wauwatosa in August. Skipping ahead a little bit, before being elected a judge, Blomme served as the president and CEO of Cream City Foundation. That sounds sexual, but I believe Cream City is the nickname, just like Charlotte, North Carolina is the Queen City. New York's a city that never sleeps. It's just the nickname for Milwaukee. Odd, because it's something that we support the LGBTQ community. Now, that name rings a bell. It probably does, from something that they did a couple years back. And, of course, degenerates love to stick together. Children's court judge who led Drag Queen Story Hour had drag queens in, reading to kids at a library, where already one of the drag queens that were there were also arrested for sexual deviancy. I can't quite remember the charges, but yeah, of course. Who could have saw this coming? Foundation's website removed their Drag Queen Story Hours page. Web archived of the page states that the children's event captures the imagination and play of the gender fluidity of childhood and gives glamorous, positive, and unabashedly queer role models. Yeah, real fucking role models. The mission of Drag Queen Story Hour, according to Cream City Foundation, is to provide a fun and entertaining way to educate all ages about progressive social justice and human growth and development issues through literature and reading. I would rather gouge my eyes out than reading anything more about this hunk of shit. Like I said yesterday about the Coomer who shot up all of those massage parlors, there is no sentence that would be adequate for somebody like this. Engaging in child pornography is quite possibly the most disturbing, disgusting thing anybody can do. And the fact that he just got to walk out of prison on just a signature with very few restrictions makes my blood boil. And you know why he got in those situations? You know why he was the CEO of an LGBTQ board? Or he got elected to be a judge on a children's court with nary the experience required for such a position? Oh, he got to play identity politics, okay? And like we talked about yesterday, all of these people can conduct their sick shit and then just pass it off as, oh, I was really in a dark place, and oh, that doesn't reflect on me, but at the same time, they'll just cling to their identity as just highlighting the good things and just shun all the degeneracy that he has wrought. When is enough enough? This might sound like a condemnation of gay people, and it's the farthest thing from it. There are very good homosexual people out there. Peter Thiel, Rob Halford, Mark Bowles, like people who actually contribute to society, and you wouldn't know that they are gay because they don't run around and champion it and use it as a justification in order to climb their respective ladders. They're good, and they just happen to be the other thing. But yeah, everybody could have seen this one coming. And on May 29th, hopefully flamethrowers and piranha tanks are still on the docket. and no expense is spared. I wish we had something better to transition to after this one, but it doesn't get any better, but I swear we'll probably talk about something good by the end of the day, hopefully. And with that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.